Riker doesn't hate you, Anna. He doesn't know you. She believes it, too. Bless her. Riker can't stand me, and I don't blame him one bit. I kind of can't stand myself if I think too much about it. I deserve every ounce of his hatred. Charlotte should hate me, too. But she's too kind for that. She's always been a forgiving person, and I'm not sure I could ever do anything bad enough for her to actually stop loving me. But what I did was really bad. A few years back, I'd gotten involved with a motorcycle club, and not just any motorcycle club. It was a club that was known for being violent and dangerous. I wasn't in a good place at the time, so the danger didn't even register. All I cared about was getting what I needed. None of it good. And though I made sure to keep my private life separate from all that, Charlotte still ended up on their radar. The men in that club were all bad news, but there was one that was more savage than the rest. Kruger, a man named for his love of knives and his tendency to use them on anyone that crossed him. He took one look at my sister and became obsessed. He wanted her and was willing to do anything to get his hands on her. And I do mean anything. I owed Kruger a lot of money, and he used my sister as leverage, forcing me to agree to hand her over in exchange for what I owed him if I couldn't pay up. In the end, I couldn't come up with the money, so Charlotte and I ran. I never dreamed it would get that far. I was convinced in some foolish way that I could pay him back, save myself and my sister. But that's not the way it turned out. Instead, it became the reason we had to flee for our lives. We had to give up everything when we came here. We were only hours away from the other club, and it wasn't enough. But by then, she'd met Riker. And thank God for that, because Kruger had found her. He kidnapped her. If Riker hadn't shown up, who knows what he would have done to her. Riker and his club sent me away for my own protection, and were left to clean up my mess, including taking care of Charlotte. No, Riker definitely hates me. I hate myself, so I know exactly what that looks like. I hate what I did, who I became, and the memories that drove me to become that terrible person. The funny part is, I'm glad Riker feels that way. I mean, I wish things were different and we could be friends, but his dislike of me stems from his love for her, and that's all I ever wanted for Charlotte. Someone who would love her and protect her from harm, even if that meant they had to protect her from me.